So we've talked a little bit about my GM, where that is your experience being a WWE general manager, trying to be Raw, SmackDown, NXT, or NXT UK and be number one in your WWE with your roster of people. We also talked about Universe Mode, where that's that sandbox experience where you get to build the brand of your dreams, book the matches you want, do whatever you want, titles, champions, all that stuff, see how it plays out, and also the brand new Superstar Mode. Well, there's another mode that we need to talk about that a lot of people haven't been talking about, and that is the My Faction mode in WWE 2K22. We actually had a press release that came out, and it kind of gave us a little bit of information on the My Team and the My Faction, as it is called in the WWE games. And a franchise first, the all-new My Faction puts players in control of building a legendary faction that rivals the iconic New World Order. Players will collect, manage, and upgrade superstars with weekly events and regular updates. Now, there is going to be a virtual currency, or VC, in My Faction. Now, that's one giant thing that we've been hearing about, is the VC. But as you know, VC does not give the players any sort of competitive advantage or put players in a pay-to-win situation. We do learn that My Faction is the only mode that W2K22s will have virtual currency that you can actually buy. So it looks like we might be able to buy cards with that, maybe unlock some things in My Faction, just doing that. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about My Team, because that is the NBA version of My Faction. And I wanted to kind of run that down. If you guys have never checked that out, I'll kind of put that on there. So My Team is specific mode where you get to build your fantasy roster using digital cards similar to this, which you can obtain through challenges, agendas, events, and opening digital packs, as we talked about with the VC or doing challenges and stuff like that. You know, open the packs like the real life stuff. You know, if you played Supercard, you know about all the packs. Every card has a different tier. In NBA, they have gold cards being the lowest. I think silver is the lowest that I've seen on here, followed by Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby, Amethyst, Diamond, Pink Diamond, Galaxy, Opal, and Dark Matter. That is for the NBA 2K22 My Team. And then the My Team has a 6-week season. Each season has a different theme and an ultimate player reward for reaching level 40, which can be achieved by gaining points from different challenges. There you go. That's how I'm seeing the WWE 2K My Faction actually working in the game. We actually collect the cards, you upgrade your faction, and you create the ultimate faction, and you try to win. Now, what I would like to see is the actual seasons, where we get a certain season based off of a bunch of events, and then there's a specific card you can unlock at the end of the season if you reach level 40 like it is there. And that would be pretty sweet, where you could actually unlock attires, and then there's different stuff that you can go through there, get to level 40. It's like a battle pass of sorts, I would say, where you can actually go through it and then unlock stuff as you go along and try and make the best faction of all time. Now, the one thing I was wondering here is, how does this season work? Will you be locked to your specific roster of superstars, or you can switch them out at any time? If you get better cards, just flip them in and make the best one. I think that's actually the best way to go about it. I know in WWE, it's kind of like you want to play with the same superstars, and you want to make the best faction. Like if you're going with like NWO, right? You want Hogan, Hall, Nash, 6, right? That's your faction or whatever. Not saying that's the same in this version of the game, but let's say that it was. You'd want to play as them the entire time, right? Wouldn't you, or not? I think being able to change out the cards when you seem fit. If you get like an upgraded card, you know, silver, then you get a gold card, then you get Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby, Amethyst, Diamond, Pink Diamond, Galaxy, Opal, and Dark Matter, whatever, all the way to try and make the best faction that you can possibly do. I think that would be pretty sweet. There is no word yet on whether this is going to be an online mode or not. They really haven't outlined a lot of details on this, and we're just not sure where this is going to lead. They haven't really said anything about it. I think more details will be coming soon. The way that it works, I don't know if you go online, you play against other people and you do the challenges. As we know that it's a single player game mode, but we don't know anything about online play. So that could be like a competitive key, like it is in My Team, Ultimate Team, stuff like that for, Madden, FIFA, NHL, stuff like that. But, it's like a single player experience where you do it by yourself, but you could also play against people online. So it's really not like a single player. I think what they're talking about is like couch co-op and stuff like that. It's not a 2-player mode where you play on your console together. It's actually a mode where you get together online. You try and do these challenges. You get to the upgrades, and then you get the better cards, and you go forward, and you make the best faction of all time. I think that's really awesome. I think that's, man, I really hope that this has longevity, because I like the idea of the My Faction, but I don't want it to be shallow, if you know what I mean. I feel like there might be a chance that it could be very shallow and not feature heavy, and some of the challenges just aren't very good, you know what I mean? Because I don't really want a mode that kind of runs out and you get bored of it super fast, because that's not that fun. And it kind of comes into the towers mode. If you remember the new feature they introduced in WWE 2K19, which was towers, where you choose your superstar, your My Player, compete against WWE superstar opponents, and each tower features theme. And was that just a shallow game mode? There's challenges and different win conditions and stipulations and all that. I don't hear anything about towers coming back in this. It seems like that was just a game mode that they tried to do, and maybe the My Faction stuff is actually replacing the towers, which would be kind of cool, because again, My Towers was just not a interesting game mode. There was not a lot to the My Towers stuff. I actually really like the idea of the towers. I thought it was a fun idea where you could go in and there's different challenges and all that stuff. If that's kind of how it is for the My Faction, it's not going to be that great. I do like the idea of, okay, I need to do this challenge. I need to go online to play somebody to do this challenge. Whether it's like, oh, win this singles match with blah, blah, blah. Win this tag match, blah, blah, blah. Do this and do that. Use your manager this, here, do that. That would be really cool. And then you go online and you verse other people who are doing other challenges. Because if you have a challenge and then they have a challenge, let's say you have a single player challenge to do, I don't know, let's say win by not using your finisher. I'm just pulling this out of my ass, right? I don't know. So win, don't use a finisher. And then they have a different challenge like, oh, win after doing a top rope move. Something like that, right? That's just a guess. So you're both going online to do different challenges, and then get that challenge done. Then you get closer and closer to leveling up, getting that reward at the end, and then unlocking packs along the way, changing up your faction, and getting the freaking ultimate thing. I think this is really fun. I think there's a lot of room for this to be really, really good. I'm just worried it's going to be a foundation where they go, okay, this is a mode we really like. Next year we'll make it better. And the year after that we'll make it even better. And then we'll continue to keep making it better. I think that's what we're going to get, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about My Faction. Are you excited about it? Because there's a lot going into it. Please don't make it like My Towers. Please. That was a bummer. Anyway, guys, as always, I'm TonyPizzaGuy. We'll see you in another video.